Hello and welcome back to another Nerf Blaster review video for the channel. My name is Luke Triton and today I'm covering the Maverick. I was actually really looking forward to making this video. When I started doing my Nerf Blaster review series, I thought one day I have to do the Maverick because it's such a commonplace blaster. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you have Nerf, you've seen this. It's one of the most iconic Nerf blasters ever, and it's not in the Icon series. What? Why? What is this? So, the Maverick was a blaster released in 2006, if I recall correctly, alongside the Night Finder and the Longshot. This, again, is one of the most iconic blasters ever because it was something that was just so common and back in its day was really good. So this is a revolver. It has a 6-dart cylinder and it has a top prime here, spring powered, and it is really good. Well, at least it was. There were two kind of re-releases, the Disruptor and the Long Arm, or the Strong Arm. That was it, Strong Arm. I got the Long Shot next to me and kind of got that on the brain. But yes, those two are basically the elite versions of the Maverick. So when it comes to the end of the video and I give my purchase recommendation, it gets a bit weird. But this is something I believe every Nerfer needs to get their hands on. When I bought this as a part of a bundle, the first thing I did was modify it. Now, I don't have springs to increase the power, and I don't really care for that. I'm not really set up to be able to appreciate that sort of thing. You press this button here, and that allows the cylinder to pop out carefully to about there. Reveals a few darts. There are a few notches inside the blaster that kind of limit it to coming out to this far. I removed those so it can come all the way out. And that just spins lovely. Best thing about revolvers like this, you can just... Oh, hang on, I got this. There we go, third time's the charm. You can just swing it back into position, and if you get it right first time, you look amazing. If you fumble like I did, you're going to look like a right dork. Even then, this is still really fun. Just that action of pressing the button and popping that out, especially when you modify it like this. Again, this isn't part of the original thing. I have modified this blaster in order for it to do this. You can position it so, if I go about there, I say, again, I think that's about the standard. So you can load 2 darts in at a time, rotate the cylinder, keep going 2 at a time. Then once you have all 6 in the blaster, this holds 6 darts. Top prime, spring action. So once you pull it all the way back, it clicks, you can let go, and that goes all the way forward. You can then, make sure you can see this, fire it and have a grand old time. One thing I want to quickly note, may as well grab the dart as I show this off. You may have noticed when you look at it this way, the darts look a bit weird. The darts I have in this blaster are an own brand type of dart. It's something you can only really get in the UK, and it's just a thing I've been playing around with. I'm not going to be doing any videos on this. You don't need to worry about this. It's nothing special. It's just a good stand-in for having just more darts, basically. So yeah, this is, when you look at it, actually quite a handsome blaster. Despite the fact when you look at the kind of Nerf thrifting videos online, something I absolutely want to do one day, if I ever get a chance to go to America, I'm going to Goodwill and I'm doing Nerf thrift runs. I'm absolutely going to have to do that because there's so much good stuff there and it's all so cheap. Like, it's so unfair. Even then you see this blaster everywhere, but it still looks good. That grip, I think, looks beautiful. The overall shape definitely makes it iconic, which is why so many people can still recognize this blaster today. It has a tactical rail there on the top of the priming handle. So you could, do I even have an attachment? Yes, I do. Bear with me. What's an appropriate attachment as well? A darts holder. So you could slide that on there, and you have something to go with. I don't know how easy that would be to use because that is your priming handle. So if it's a big old scope, you're going to have to do kind of something like that. Dart holders, for example, you need to make sure you don't squash your darts. But it is still technically possible. Priming and then firing. I don't want to have to fetch the dart again. Having just done that, that reminds me of a thing that people have been talking about. I didn't actually have this experience when I got this blaster. So this was, I think, the 3rd Nerf blaster I ever bought. The first was the Recon and the second was the Longshot because I had those two on their own for ages. I think this was the third one. It must have been, because that was when I started to get a few more Nerf blasters. So if you just look down here, I'm not going to obviously I can't really shoot you, but don't worry, I'm not going to prime it. So it's offset, which is kind of weird. When I pull the trigger, I'm try and get a bit of lighting. So pulling the trigger, watch this. The cylinder moves into the correct position when you pull the trigger, which is weird. But that's just how it's built, I suppose. I don't think any blasters nowadays are kind of made like this. I think they would move into the correct position when you prime it, or it's just something where you keep it in the correct position anyways. I haven't had my hands on any similar blasters, again, thinking of the Elite, Strong Arm and Disruptor, so I can't really confirm that. But at least when it comes to the Maverick, that's just something that shows its age. And that caused jams. Again, like I mentioned earlier, this is something I never remember, or at least I don't ever remember experiencing those kind of jams back when I was a kid. But when this arrived in the post, I had a bit of fun with it, obviously modified it, but the modification I made makes no difference to this performance. It's just for the sakes of being able to get the entire cylinder out like this. But it was so frustrating when I thought to myself, okay, I'm pulling it the same as I've always done all those years ago, but even in this correct position, the dart got stuck kind of just before it fired. I thought, why would it do that? Oh yeah, because it does this stupid thing, which is really, again, kind of stupid. But you know what? I don't care. It's an easy fix. You could just get your finger in through there, push the dart back into position, and the cylinder rotates, ready to fire the next dart. Again, it's an old blaster. It shows its age. You know, my eyes drifted towards something. Can I just quickly show this off? Oh, I can't focus the front camera on my phone. End strike, enlist, engage, enforce. Look at that old logo. Love it. Absolutely love that. So, that's pretty much everything I could talk about when it comes to this blaster. Now it comes to my purchase recommendation. Now, me being British here in the UK, we kind of get only half the stuff that Nerf releases. And if we want to get more Nerf blasters, we do have to resort to something like eBay. You can get this super cheap on eBay because these are super common. There is a Sonic series, there's a Sonic Clear series, there's a whiteout version, I think. I have seen a few white versions of the Maverick on eBay. I don't think it's custom painted, it didn't look custom painted, but I might be wrong there. But even if you want to get a few fancy designs of this, you need one of these in your arsenal, just for the sake of saying, yes, I've got a Maverick. It's a bit of an ass thing for me to say. I don't know if you can really call yourself a proper Nerf fan if you don't have one of these. Again, a bit of an assy thing to say, but who doesn't have one of these? It's such a fun, cool blaster. It's iconic. It really is iconic. Now, once you can get one super cheap, chances are you probably already have one of these if you're a Nerf fan. Would you use one of these in a war? No! Because the Strong Arm and Disruptor exist in the Elites line, having mentioned this, what, third, fourth time now in this video? Obviously, this is one of many blasters that got basically an upgrade in the Elites line and it got replaced. That is okay because obviously progression and innovation kind of leads to things like that, but even then, if you can find one and you don't already own one, get yourself one of these because it is just a nice piece of Nerf history to own. It is beautiful to look at even today. When you compare this to some other blasters, it is something that definitely stands out. Again, easily modifiable. You can paint this however you like. The Maverick. What a cool blaster, huh? It's a shame that it led to the balance of the Spectre, because when the N-Strike Spectre came out, it was basically this with a stock and barrel attachment point. I'm too excited I can't even speak. But the cylinder only had 5 darts, and the Spectre was seen as a rubbish blaster. It was because of this. You get the attachment points, but at the cost of 1 less dart. Oh well, sucks to be you. Get the Maverick, it's cool. So that's going to do for this video. Oh, good to have a look at all these old blasters again. Thank you below so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.